Welcome back to another Action Over Emotion podcast. And I want you guys to realize that every time that I do these podcasts, whenever I speak on a subject, it literally just comes into my mind. I don't actually ever get a pen and paper, which I think I should do. But today I want to talk about two very simple things: action and reaction. These are the only two things we should ever focus on. And I just came off my coach call today, and the reason I do these videos, I want you to understand it, is because I have helped myself and have managed to overcome so many obstacles through fitness. So as much as fitness is important, and as much as I can tell you guys getting in shape, there's a lot more to just getting in shape. Because for you to be in shape, very simple: know your macros, follow a program, stay consistent. That's how you get it. So all I have to tell you is just do this and that's it. But everyone knows it's not as simple as going from point A to B. It's going from point A to point Z. So you're going to have your ups and downs, you're going to have your doubts, your questions throughout the whole journey, which is why I made these videos. Because you're going to have questions, you're going to have doubts throughout the whole journey. And that's why I try to help you straighten out those doubts and straighten out those questions with these videos. Because the whole point of being your best version, the whole point of what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, is that we have three areas that we need to focus on for us to be at ease. It's health, relationships, and money. These are three things that we need to be at ease. Because whenever we're lacking one, then we start to focus on the one that we're lacking. When you focus on health and relationships where you don't have money, then you start focusing on money. We have money and relationships, and you start to think about your health. These are three pillars that we need. And I need you guys to understand, and it's in this exact same order. Because you need health to have relationships and money. You need relationships, and money is the least important. But what tends to happen is, because you take your health for granted, because you take relationships for granted, everyone thinks that money is number one. But if we lived in a world that money didn't exist, what type of person would you be? Would you be content with the person that you are? This is the whole concept of becoming your best version. Becoming your best version is always seeing areas for you to improve on so you can be content with oneself. Many people focus on money, and when they actually finally attain this money, are you content with the person that you are? Everyone thinks that money takes away their problems. But now let's go back to health and relationships. Focus first on areas that you can control. Focus first on areas which are the most important, which is why I say first, focus on your health, your fitness. It's not about being a bodybuilder. It's not about becoming a competitor. It's got nothing to do with it. The whole point of why you need to focus on fitness is because when you look in the mirror and you see yourself and you're not confident and you feel insecure of oneself, then that's going to affect everything else along the way. So overcome that problem first, so then you have more mental clarity each time. You don't want to enter a room and start doubting yourself, because this is areas that you need to get over. So the health, the fitness part, that's what you need to do, get in shape. But before we even get to that, I want to talk about action and reaction, what I said at the start. The reason being is because most of the time we focus on areas that we lack. Most of the time it's money. Most of the time it could be maybe a relationship that we don't know what's going on with our partner, or we know that the situation's not working. This is one thing that I started to realize. There's going to be areas in your life that they are out of your control. That's where reaction comes in. Because if you're lacking money, if you're in a relationship that you're not too happy about, that you know that is not working, but you try to exempt yourself because you say my situation is different. Everyone always thinks that their situation is different. It always tends to be the case when someone's in a relationship and they're being cheated on. Everyone knows except the person that's being cheated on, because my person is different. You always try to make exemptions for yourself, but you need to understand that in history, throughout all of these years that humankind exists, whatever problem that you're going through, whatever problem that I'm going through, someone has been through that problem already, has overcome it. There's nothing special. There's a problem and a solution. We just like to give it exemptions or special titles because it's us, because we attach emotions into it. You need to see things for what they actually are. And that's why you need to focus so much on your reactions. Because if you're in a situation that you cannot control, you need to focus on how you're going to react. The reason you need to focus on how you're going to react, because that situation isn't going to change. If you're stressed about money, if you're stressed about that person that you're with, think about how you can take care of that attention. Because there's two things now. We spoke about action and reaction. Now we're going to talk about attention and intention. Because if you want to focus on any other area of your life, but now your attention is somewhere else, you have to focus on getting that attention at ease, so then you can get back and focus on to your intention. Let me put it straight. If you want to focus on becoming your best version, sometimes you want to focus on training. Sometimes this is the biggest reason why not many people actually ever accomplish the things that they want to accomplish, because their attention goes somewhere else. You can't pretend like that's not there, whether it be money, whatever. Focus on that attention. If you don't have money, well, focus on getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs. If you're in a situation with your partner that you can't change, well, you need to get out of it, because I was in that same situation. I was in a relationship for 3 and a bit years, and I always used to think to myself, no, my situation is different, and I can make the situation work. But in reality, as soon as I let that relationship go, that's when my life started to grow, because there was areas that I was holding myself back from, or I was trying to live this life because I thought my situation was special, because I had so much emotional attachment to the situation. Then when I broke up from that relationship, then I thought the whole world was against me. I had this victim mentality. That's when you get that victim mentality when there's a situation you can't change, but now your reaction has turned into a victim of, I'm trying to change it, but it can't change. Your excuses are valid, but once you start to change it, that this isn't being done to me, it's being done for me, then everything starts to shift. And when going back to focusing your attention, this is my problem when I speak on one subject. I like to speak on like 10 million different things. When you focus on your attention, now you can focus on your intention. And this is where the point comes, how bad do you want it? That's why you need to focus on making sure that once that attention is satisfied, now focus on the intention. Now you have no reason to not focus on becoming your best version. Focus on your health and getting in shape. Because if you don't ever get in shape, you will never not live with regret, because you know every time you eat that food you're not meant to eat, whenever you have that drink that you're not meant to have, whenever you smoke you're not meant to smoke, you know these are things that you're not meant to be doing. So what happens? Then you have regret. Whenever you have regret, then whenever you don't listen to the call of your conscience, because your conscience will be telling you, don't have this, don't drink this, don't do that, then you have regret. Whenever you have regret, then you live that same loop every single time, because you'll be tested again. Because as soon as you overcome that obstacle, that's when you level up and you push forward one step closer to become your best version. It's as simple as that. Now action. Action is when I was going back to the attention. Because if you're in a situation that you can control, you can't control that you don't have money. But what you can control is how you are going to get that money. So whether you get 1 job, 2 jobs, start focusing on the business, whatever you want to be, you just need to make sure that you take care of that attention. And it just goes back to those 2 simple things, action and reaction. I think just now, the way I just spoke about this, I went all over the place because I was trying to cover like 9 different points. But to summarize, what I want to say to this is we have action, reaction, attention, and intention. Whenever you're faced with a situation, simplify it. Can I change it? If the answer is yes, action. What can I do right now that's going to get me closer to that person that I want to become? Get me closer to overcome the situation. If you can't change the situation, if it's not in your power, how can I react to this? Because no matter what I do, this situation will never change. So you can sit there and cry, that will definitely not help anything, because you're just going to stay stagnant, there's going to be no progression. How can I react to this and still move forward? This is why it's important to keep your emotions on a neutral every single time. Because whenever you're excited and some good news happens, you get super excited, so now you move based on that excitement. Whenever something bad happens, you don't move because now you're super sad. So the goal is to, whenever you get some good news, don't get overly happy, stay neutral. Whenever anything bad happens, stay neutral. Like that you can keep on moving. Because if you were to live your life based on what you do with your emotions, you will never do anything. You get started to go to the gym because you're happy, because of your emotion. You don't go to the gym because of your emotions, you feel upset, sad, you don't want to go. So that's why you actually go nowhere. You go forward, then you go backwards. That's why, action and reaction. Make sure that your emotions are neutral. Then you go back to attention and intention. Your attention is where your mind is at. No matter what you want to do, you want to lose weight, you want to start that business, you want to focus on your relationship. That intention that you want to focus on you will never be able to grow it unless you take care of where your attention is at first. So your attention is that thing that keeps on bothering you, that thing that's always on your mind when you're doing that workout, whenever your partner, your relationship, no matter what it is, Wherever that attention is at, you need to look after that attention first. You can't pretend like it doesn't exist, manifest it away, it doesn't exist. Manifestation exists, but your attention is there. So it's all about those emotions. So overcome that problem that you can. And how do you overcome it? How do you overcome it? Action or reaction? That's how you start taking care of that attention. Once that attention is done, now you can focus on your intention. That's why it's super simple, and that's why I say to you guys, action over emotion every single time. I hope this podcast makes sense. Right now I was in kind of that flow state, the time is late, I need to go to bed, but it's Sunday today. We post a YouTube video, we do not miss. If you like this video, write it down in the comments below. If you're not following me already on Instagram, follow me at sumo_. If you want me to help you become your best version, send me a message on Instagram, DM me 100 to see if I can help you out. Also, if you want to know if I can help you grow from your personal brand, make a living from your personal brand, DM me the word personal brand, and I will see if I can help you out with that too. With that being said, that is Sumo out. Let's